Hey Chase,
Yes.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
you finished season 3 of Daredevil, right?
hmm
Okay, cool. I was wondering, do you think that we could say that justice is blind?
Oh, yes. Definitely yes.
Oh,
Because
I
she
want
the statue
to.
that
Yeah,
she has a blindfold,
yeah, but
and then the
but
way
no, but like
the
Daredevil's blind.
scale.
Do
Oh,
you get it now?
that could also work.
Yeah.
That's also an option.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to our discussion talk for Daredevil season 3, both non-spoilers and spoilers. I am your host, Mr. Joseph Gallion, and with me as always is the illustrious Chase Gallion.
Yes.
That was a long pause. I appreciate it. Got to keep the people waiting.
That's right. Is he there? What is he gonna do?
Is he
He's
there?
gonna say yes.
Is he going to say my name is Colonoscopy again?
Yes.
If only.
If only.
Okay, if you wanna follow the show, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Heroic Power ENT. Uh, and yeah, let's get right into the show. So this what we're doing here is we are just going to be talking a little bit about Daredevil season 3 because we both finished it here recently, and we're just going to give it the talk over. And we're starting off with non spoilers, and then we'll move more into spoilers. We're probably not going to talk long about it without spoiling it because, this is a spoiler filled show. But we'll give you we'll tell you when we hit spoilers. But Senior Chase, first of
Mhm.
all, overall thoughts on the show before we get into it.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Just, just beautiful.
How do you think this sits with the other Netflix shows with you?
Oh man.
I know it's a hard one.
Yeah, it's definitely. I definitely say top two.
Well, the other one being season 1 of Daredevil, I would assume.
Yes.
I think it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I think I liked it over Daredevil season 1. Um, Mostly just towards the end and stuff. Like towards the beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, the whole Daredevil's just whatever. I was like, yeah, it's good, but it's kind of been done before. And then they progressed it more than it has in like a lot of other stories. The whole like changing and everything, and it gave Matt Murdock a lot more to do character wise than he's had in both seasons and
Yeah.
Defenders. That's a very valid criticism of the Daredevil show up until now. I'd say is that Daredevil is the least interesting part of Daredevil, like
Yeah.
character wise. Like in the
Right.
first season, yeah, he didn't have the strongest character, which sucks.
hmm
Second season, it got better. Defenders, Defenders was Defenders, and then but now
Yeah.
in season 3, I mean, he's really, really, really well fleshed out, and it's awesome. And we got like what I was surprised with this season is the amount of like spirituality we got with it.
Yeah. It
Like
was a
I was
lot.
not. I mean, obviously Daredevil is a big Catholic character. Like I mean, that's a big part of his character. But I really wasn't ready for it, and actually how sound it was. Like there was a lot of sound doctrine in it. I was like, oh okay, okay.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
yeah.
I wasn't expecting something like that, but I liked it a lot, and it fit with the Daredevil comics. This is probably the most comic accurate. This one, season 2. Well, actually, Daredevil's just really comic accurate.
Yeah. Just
I'm
overall.
comparing it to season 1 of Iron Fist, which was not comic accurate at all,
Right.
like
Yeah.
at all. Which I
hmm
mean, season 2 was good. Still didn't get the costume, which is disappointing. But we got the mask in Kunlun, so it's something. something, and then it got canceled, just like Luke Cage also got canceled. We'll talk about that on the next episode of LCC. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
Lord, man, ugh. But okay, I actually will say this: this ends in a very satisfying way. So that if Netflix does cancel it after however long, if they do cancel Daredevil, after this season,
Yeah.
even though Marvel will probably resurrect it on the Disney streaming service,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be okay with
Definitely.
it because it
Right.
ends in a very good way. Like it kind of caps off the story and it leaves you in a happy area, but also drops hints for the future as well in a big way. But we won't talk about that because spoilers. So let's talk a little bit about the. I don't know what all art can we talk about without spoiling this thing. Well,
That's true.
you know what?
Not much.
That's it for non spoilers. We'll talk about our rating real quick and then we'll go into spoilers. So all right, Chase, are you
Hmm.
whelmed, overwhelmed, or underwhelmed, my man? Well, of goodness. I feel like
I
this is a
am
pretty
overwhelmed.
obvious.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, obviously we are overwhelmed. Give it your score, if you will.
Out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
I would give it a crisp.
No, out of 32.
Okay, out of 32, I'd give it a 29.9.
I would give it like a 31. It
Like,
was freaking great, dude. Like it is like a 9.5 or 10. There are hardly any criticisms that I have for this show, and I guess the ones that I do have, we'll get into it in spoilers because it is more spoilery. But yeah, no, I think season 3 of Daredevil is probably the strongest we've had so far in the Netflix series, which is awesome. Really helped build up Matt Murdock's character that probably should have been more built up in the first season of his own show, but whatever.
yeah.
And the second season and the season of Defenders where he was like, it was basically the Daredevil Iron Fist show featuring Luke Cage and Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah. But hey, all right, we're getting into spoilers, so skatoot if you haven't seen it, because you need to see it. All right, spoilers. And holy crap, Kingpin,
Yes. Oh my God.
dude,
He killed
holy
it.
crap. Well, it's Vincent
Literally.
D'Onofrio. He like literally always kills it in everything he's
Hmm.
in. Even that. I don't know if you ever saw either of the Magnificent Seven movies.
What? Yes.
You
Yeah. I saw
the
the
new
one.
one.
Yeah.
He was
With
great in
him
that.
in it.
Well, and he
Yeah, I
always
liked
plays
him.
such different characters. You remember Men in Black 1?
I do, yeah.
He was the dude who got the bug man in him, and he was like, wow, wow.
Oh
That
my
was him.
gosh, you're right.
That was
Wow.
him, yeah.
That's crazy.
That man later
Yeah, wow,
became the
that's
Kingpin.
insane. He's gained a ton of weight.
Shut up.
That that is a
That's
lot.
messed up. It's messed up.
Um, but no, it's working out in his favor.
Dude, I love the voice that Kingpin has because it always sounds like he's like growling everything he says. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and it's
Like,
still sophisticated somehow.
yeah, where he's
It's like, oh, okay.
everything I do. He's like struggling to get it out. It's for my Vanessa. It's like, dude, just talk. Just talk.
Like we get
But
it.
I
We
like
get it.
it. I like it.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
good.
It's very distinctive, you know. I don't know. It's like casting David Tennant to play Kilgrave. It works, you know.
Yeah.
It
Oh
gives
yeah.
him that own voice that doesn't sound anything like anything else in the Marvel universe, you know.
Yeah. I got you
What
there.
was I saying? But yeah, no, Kingpin. I First of all, I'm just glad to have him back again, even though he went back to prison at the end.
Yeah.
I was glad we had another season of him, and he's wearing the white, and I was so good, dude.
Right. I did notice they did like a callback to the first season where all of his suits in his closet were white
Yeah,
and like none of the
in the
black
first
ones were
one,
there.
yeah, in the
It's
first
like,
one they were
oh,
all black, which is
oh, okay.
interesting. I don't know. It's just cool. Like even like the character changes from prison, just like now it's all completely white. Whenever it was black before, and just things change, dude. Okay, first of all, and we're probably gonna be bouncing all around just because. I mean,
Yeah,
just
that's
we're just talking about the show. It's not like we're actually reviewing it.
right.
But like I love the ending bit where, and they didn't like obviously point it out, but I like what they
Yeah.
did. I don't know if you noticed it, but whenever Daredevil is just beating the crap out of Kingpin and then blood is just going everywhere, it's going all over Rabbit in the Snowstorm.
Yeah, I saw
It was
that. I was
going
like,
all over the painting.
yes.
That was just cool. I
I was
love
like,
that.
that's artistic. Yes, go.
I see, and they don't Zack Snyder it, where they're just like, it's so artsy. Look at it, especially with all the religious symbolism. They don't
Yeah.
kill you with it. You know, friggin'
Oh
Daredevil.
God.
Daredevil doesn't walk in the church and then hold his hands out like he's on the cross, which
Yeah.
is something that would happen in a Zack Snyder movie.
Oh man, definitely.
Oh my lord! But yeah, okay. You know what? Let's talk a little bit about Daredevil. I'm still choking.
It's all good,
Ah,
man. Let
jeez.
it out.
Excuse me.
There you go.
Thank
Nailed
you,
it.
dude. Freaking. Oh, this season was so good, man. All right, but yeah, no, I loved Daredevil this season. Although I'm ready to see him back in the red. I will say that.
Yeah.
I liked that he used the black suit again. It was cool, but come on, I only got a season and like a half considering Defenders of him using the red suit. I need more. I
Yeah.
I need
That's
it.
very true.
And is Melvin in jail now?
Um, yeah. Yeah, very much so.
That really sucks. Because Melvin's awesome. I love Melvin. But then again, I mean, like he said that he was coming back for his suit to Bullseye. So like
Yeah,
he's probably just going to take it off of Bullseye,
that's true.
and we'll just it's a movie, so we'll just be like, yeah, sure, they have the exact measurements. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
whatever.
it's fine. It's
Eh,
fine.
it's all good. But like, I mean, that's what happened in the comics. I read Born Again before going into this season, and yeah, there's a lot in Born Again that helped for this season. Like
Yes.
the taxi thing, him waking up in a taxi, going off of the off into the water. That
Hmm.
was from Born Again. All the discrediting to Matt Murdock's name, that was from Born Again. Well, first of all, Kingpin finding out who Daredevil was, that was from Born Again. Um,
All right. All
and
right.
then
Yeah.
yeah, like the fake Daredevil thing, that was from Born Again. Although in the comic, they never got anywhere with it. Like Matt Murdock jumped the crazy guy that was about to murder Karen and Foggy. He jumped him and like beat the crap out of him. Took the suit off him, left him laying naked in the snow.
Gosh.
I was like, my man, you can't let him do that. He's gonna freeze his buns off. I don't care if he is a murderer. He's gonna freeze his buns off.
Oh man. I don't know. Maybe a little frostbite does you good.
Just a little bit. Just a little
Hmm.
bit. But
Just a
yeah,
little.
like one thing that I thought about, and this has nothing to do with this season. Well, actually, I mean, then again, it could have had something to do with the season if they didn't kill off this character. In Born Again, Nuke is in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so Agent or whatever Simpson is in it,
Mm. Yeah.
and I am just, dude, I'm just really disappointed that they killed him off in Jessica Jones season 2. Like, I'm gonna
Right.
be real honest with you, because he has such a history in the comics where
Hmm.
he's like Daredevil villain and he's also a Captain America villain. I don't know, it just feels sad that we're not going to get any of that because they just snapped his neck for no reason in the second season. It's like
Yeah.
you could have done so much more with that character, and heck, maybe they could bring him back. I mean,
Yeah. You
even
never
though his
know.
head was twisted all the way around.
Yeah, there's a possibility. I mean, they're doing metal spine stuff now, so
Yeah,
that's.
and okay, speaking of that, I was reading through some comments on talking about that scene, and the doctor that they mentioned, like they mentioned the doctor's name,
Hmm.
and it is the doctor that created adamantium.
Oh.
And they said it was like some sort of metal alloy, like blah 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 blah. Didn't give it a specific name.
Yeah.
And in the comics, like the way they fixed his spine was with adamantium.
Ooh.
Dude, what if this is like they're dancing around it because they don't have the complete rights yet. But what if this is how? Like
How they
this is the
introduce
first.
everything.
This is the first link to the X-Men stuff.
Yeah, like it's a trial run.
Yeah, and it's
Uh,
like this is the first way that they started in is just like they just start mentioning things from the universe. That's oh dude, I love it.
yeah, that would be pretty solid.
Well, it's like you don't even have to be like, yeah, I ran into this guy in Canada.
Yeah,
He's like an angry badger, like a Wolverine. Oh,
perfect. Yeah,
sorry,
it
I was
just
still thinking of
happens.
Venom. I was still thinking of Venom. When
Yeah.
I get out of here, and I will, there's gonna be X-Men. And
Mm,
then credits. That's
yes.
ugh. Venom was so bad. Lordy. Okay. I feel like we've mentioned how bad Venom was in the last 3 podcasts we've done.
Yeah.
Because we did it in the LCC, did it
It's
in
all
What
good.
If, and we're doing it in this. Yay. Good lord. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it's
no.
all good though.
Gosh, let's talk about Bullseye. These are like the 3 out of the 5 main characters.
All right, all right. Loved him.
He
It's
was
freaking amazing.
perfect.
Yeah, I
That
like how they
was
got
that was
the
spot on
psycho
Bullseye.
tendencies. Yeah.
Yeah, that was super good. Like I don't like I'll be honest, like going into it I was a little like worried
Mm,
cuz like the Netflix shows have a tendency of like toning people down, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Unless you're Luke Cage and then you tone them right up. Like friggin' Diamondback.
Hmm.
Bye Felicia. That's a line in that show.
Yeah,
I'm still
that was
mad
a
it's
bit of a
canceled. I'm still
yeah.
mad it's canceled.
It's
Either
whatever.
they're doing Heroes for Hire on Netflix or the streaming service, or they're bringing it to the streaming service.
Yeah,
Actually, honestly, that's the best case scenario is that they just bring the stuff to the streaming service because we need another season of each. Honestly,
yeah.
after season 2 ended, the way after both of those seasons ended on cliffhangers, we need another season to kind of get them back to how they're supposed to be, like how Daredevil season 3 did, because season 3 ended putting Matt back in like your status quo type deal with Murdoch, Nelson, and Page, or Nelson, Murdoch, and Page, or Page, Nelson, and Murdoch, whatever,
Nelson,
whatever
Murdoch,
they
and
call it.
Cage.
I think they're gonna do that, but then they made a joke about Page, Nelson, and Murdoch. But either
Right.
way, Murdoch's probably getting the short end of the stick.
Always.
Always. I was gonna make a like a walking stick joke, but that's too much. That's that's a no go. Even though he's not blind,
It's,
dude. But yeah, so like talking about Bullseye, like yeah, I was worried they were gonna kind of dumb him down.
hmm
Honestly, like kind of he's not whatever. But no, they didn't, and I
No.
loved it. I'm
Yeah.
so glad they didn't because I was like, we've already had one not Bullseye in 2003.
hmm
And so I'm glad that we have an actual like this. Yeah, this is Bullseye. This is freaking Bullseye.
Yeah.
The only thing he's lacking is the costume, and I feel like he'll probably get it like next season. I feel like he'll come
Yeah.
back next season. Like I don't know if Kingpin will, but
Right.
I feel like Bullseye will, and he'll come back looking for revenge on Matt
hmm
specifically. I mean, he doesn't know he's Matt, so he'll be coming back looking for revenge on Daredevil,
Yeah.
but I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like he's going to get a suit next season if he does come back. Because I mean, they even hint like first of all, he had the bullseye on his hat
His
as a
cap.
kid, yeah,
Yeah.
and then they did the I don't know, it's kind of weird the how
They
they
did
ended
the
like
also the
zoomed into
logo at
his
the end
eye,
credits. Yeah.
yeah, that was weird. That was really weird.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. It was just doing some
Yeah,
more foreshadowing.
yeah, I was fine with it honestly. Like it was cheesy, kind of goofy, but like they earned it at that point.
Right.
And
Yeah.
plus, I was like, yeah, that's weird, but yeah. No, dude. Oh, I don't know. This whole season was fantastic. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, they really did great with his character of Bullseye. Like,
Yeah.
I just everything about it was really good because this was kind of like a Bullseye origin story a little bit.
Oh
which
yeah.
I don't think we've really gotten in the comics either. He just kind of shows up.
Yeah, he's just like, hey,
Yeah, Daredevil
I'm gonna
was kind
stab this
of
girl.
yeah. Hey, I'm a stab. I'm a murder both of your love interests. First Elektra, then Karen Page. I'm glad they didn't kill Karen this season.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I really thought they were.
I towards the end, I was getting worried that they were about to kill Karen.
Yeah, but
I'm really glad they didn't,
yeah, glad,
because yeah,
so
we need more.
glad.
They did bring in a little bit more stuff from the comics, like Born Again. Okay, so in Born Again, I'll tread lightly here because it's kind of really mature. I'm talking about it. Um, Karen Page went to Hollywood, like left Matt Murdock, and went to Hollywood, trying to make stars. Things didn't happen. Wound up making movies that she shouldn't, and then she got hooked on drugs. And that was the
Right,
story. And then she became an addict, and then she sold Daredevil's identity for another hit. That was what it was in the comics.
right.
And I'm glad they didn't do that with her in this.
Yeah, me too.
Because that would,
That would have.
it's kind of, yeah, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And I don't really like that they did it in the comics to begin with, honestly. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like, it was written by Frank Miller, who is a guy who, also wrote the GD Batman and, slaps Robin around and tells him to eat a rat and calls him an, an unsavory name for mentally handicapped.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that Frank Miller. But it was before he went completely crazy.
Hmm.
So it was like, oh, he still he writes good stuff like The Dark Knight Returns and, Daredevil. So it's like, it was before he went nuts. But yeah, now he's just kind of crazy Uncle Frank. Where he's like, I don't know about that. I
He's
don't,
just spouting off crazy stuff, and they're like, "Oh, Uncle Frank,
Uncle
stop."
Frank, you can't say that anymore. Times have changed. Like there was something in I forget which Batman comic it was, but he's like Batman said something anti-Semitic
Hmm.
about like a Jewish person. I'm like, my man, no, Batman, stop, Batman, no.
I'm gonna have to throw you a bat no on this one.
That's a
Okay.
big, that's a big no, thank you, sir. So yeah, like I'm really glad they did a lot with Karen in this, and they had hints of it with like having a drug riddled past or whatever.
Yeah.
I liked that they nodded to it without like hurting the character, and in fact, like in doing that, they made the character even stronger.
Oh yeah. No, it showed how far she's come.
Yeah, and how much the whole Wesley thing tortured her,
Yeah.
and how much it bothered her, and then using it to freaking bother Kingpin too.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
That was such an
that
intense
was
scene.
something.
That okay, that's one thing I will say is like that's a good sign of a good show or movie or whatever.
Mm.
If you can have like an incredibly intense scene and it doesn't have to involve people throwing fists. You know?
Yeah.
Like some of the most tense scenes in this show also came from just people talking to each other, like that scene with Karen and Wilson Fisk at the table where they were just talking. That scene was intense, man. I was like, I'm waiting for him to throw her out the window.
Yeah. Just like pick her up, toss her. I thought that's when she was gonna go. I was like, oh,
Yeah, like
Bullseye's not gonna do it. It's gonna be Kingpin. Okay. All right.
that would have been insane if they did go that route. And I'm glad they didn't. But yeah, gosh, man, like that's something about like the first Avengers as well. One of the really intense moments of that movie is the bit where they're all in the lab together and they're all arguing with each other and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I got you.
Yeah, like I feel like some of it shows how good of a film you can be or show, or it really just like shows the quality of the writing and acting if some of your most intense scenes don't have to be where someone's throwing fists or throwing random objects with Bullseye.
Yeah.
I saw someone comment somewhere, I don't remember what it was. It's like, who would win in a fight, Batman with prep time or Bullseye in a Staples?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Bullseye, you
You
given a
could
whole
go
lot of
either
stuff to
way.
do.
Yeah. You could throw a chair, throw one of those.
Throw one of those. You can throw a whole bunch of thumbtacks.
You could throw a forklift. That would probably do some damage.
If yeah, sure, we'll go with that. He has super strength now. Hey, remember in Daredevil 2003 when he murders an old lady on an airplane by throwing a peanut down her throat?
Oh God, yeah. I completely
That
forgot about
movie
that.
happened.
That did happen. I guess they really wanted to show how evil he was. Like,
Yeah,
this is
and then
just
he
some
he
evil dude.
stares at her as she dies and chokes to death. He's like, like watching her
Just like,
go.
oh,
Oh
yes.
my gosh, that movie was so bad. Okay, we have to do that next time we do audio commentaries. We're gonna have to do Daredevil 2003,
Yeah,
and we
agreed.
get to scream "Wake Me Up Inside."
Oh
Bring me
gosh.
back to life, dude. That song's amazing. Evanescence. That's
Evanescence.
Evanescence. Dude, you know what? I want that. In Daredevil Season 4, if they have a fight scene between Bullseye, Elektra, and Daredevil,
Oh
I
no.
need Wake Me Up Inside to be played.
Ugh.
If they don't do it, I riot.
Mm.
Okay? But yeah, Karen was great in this season. I don't she has been kind of like in the last seasons. Like in season 2, especially, I was like kind of dreading whenever she would show up because I'd be like, she's just kind of going to drag down the season or whatever, but they really did well in this one to fix that.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. She was great in this. Foggy, talk about him because a lot of people were kind of annoyed with Foggy in the last couple of seasons as well
Hmm.
about him dragging things back or whatever. But no, I felt he
Yeah.
was great.
Oh yeah. No, he
I
kind of this season he kind of just accepted it and kept going.
Yeah, and like we're finally at a point where they're just going to be fine with Matt being Daredevil, which I like. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we just get by it. It's okay. Still weird that Jon Favreau played Foggy in the original Daredevil.
Yeah, that's holy crap.
Dude, there are so many things about that Ben Affleck Daredevil movie that was just like Michael Clark Duncan played Kingpin, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is great casting. And then man, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. I miss you, man.
Right.
He was great in everything he was in. He's like Vincent D'Onofrio, where he was amazing in everything he was in.
Yeah.
Did you ever
Oh yeah.
see a show called The Finder?
No, no,
Okay, it's
not at
on
all.
Netflix. Did you ever watch Bones? That show.
Yeah.
Okay, it's in like the same universe. It's in the Bones universe. It's in the same like continuity as Bones, but it was a really good show that featured Michael Clark Duncan and another actor whose name I cannot remember. Woo! I'm good at this. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, it was kind of like Psych, where it was
Gotcha.
it was like someone who's really intelligent, but it was really good, and it only got one season because it was canceled.
Mm.
And I watched it from the beginning to the last episode while it was on, and I was like super upset when it got canceled because it ended on a really sad note, and I was always like, you know what? Maybe they're going to bring it back. They're going to bring it back, and then Michael Clark Duncan passed away, and I was
Yeah.
like super
Is it
upset.
well? They can't do that now.
Yeah,
Dang
I
it.
don't know. It did really upset me because I was like, man, that was a really good show, and it sucked to see it go.
Right.
But yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever. But yeah, no, Foggy was great. Okay, freaking let's. I want to talk about the fight scenes, dude. Holy crap!
All right.
There's so
Do
many
it.
amazing sequences in this movie or show. Or I keep saying movie.
Yeah.
It was another like 13-hour movie. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's good.
The only movie that or gosh dang it, the only episode that felt more episodic to me was the Karen episode, where
Yeah.
showed her
Yeah.
backstory. But that was good. We needed that. I was glad they did that because we
Agreed.
got a whole lot of backstory with Foggy and Murdoch in the first season. Like even flashing back to when they were college students, avocados at law, all that stuff.
Hmm.
That was good. And I'm glad we got more with Karen because Karen didn't really have anything like that in the first season, except for her being accused of murder.
Right. Close. Not quite what we wanted. Um.
But yeah,
But yeah, no,
yeah, the fight scenes,
definitely better. Yeah. Whew.
dude.
I feel like
Do you have a favorite one?
the last one.
Yeah, the last one with Bullseye,
Yeah.
Daredevil, and Kingpin all fighting each other. That was yeah, so that's my favorite too. Okay, okay, we have to ignore that one. What's your second favorite?
Um.
No, it's hard.
Yeah. No, it's rough. I think my like favorite was probably the one where he is like, what is it? Where he's just now coming back and he's boxing and sparring with that dude.
Oh, in the bottom of the church when
Yeah,
he's
in the
boxing with
basement.
that guy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would have figured you would have said like the prison hallway fight.
No, yeah, see, I thought it was gonna be that, and then I was just like, oh, another hallway fight. And
I
that
it
was
was
it. I was like, okay.
dude. I always love the hallway fights though because they are always one take. I don't know,
Yeah,
or like
that's
they're always one shot. I mean, not one take because they probably had to do it in multiple takes, but it's always one shot. Like I don't know if you noticed that again.
yeah.
I think it was all one shot until he got into the taxi.
Yeah.
I
Or
want to go
maybe
back and watch it again, but I'm pretty sure it was all one shot until he got into that taxi. But yeah, one of the
all right.
things I liked the most, like how creative it was. One of the other scenes, was the fight to the courthouse with Nadim and Daredevil or
Yeah.
Matt.
Okay.
That was really creative.
Yeah, I did like that
I
one.
liked that a lot. It was
Shoot right
really
here.
cool. Yeah, like it was that was what was really cool. You know what? Like Nadim was a really good character. I liked him, and
Yeah.
I was upset when he died. I was like, dang it, man.
Oh yeah. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, like you could
Oh,
telegraph it like a mile away, but
yeah.
I was still
You're like,
upset when it
well,
happened.
eventually this
Like
guy gonna
especially like I was like he's probably gonna die, and then as soon as like well then they said like oh he's gonna go to prison. I was like oh okay well maybe he won't die. He'll actually go to prison or whatever
right.
for 5 years, and then he punched Foggy and ran off. I was like oh
Said, well,
ah
here we
that's
go.
the end of this character.
Yeah.
But no, he was great. A lot of the side characters were great. Like Father Frank was good. I really liked him. He's great, and he was great in the last two seasons too. But he really got a lot more to do in this one with also adding Maggie in it and everything.
Yeah, and I think part of that was because they were gonna take him out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, probably.
but I didn't see that one coming
I didn't either.
at
I
all.
didn't expect them to kill him. I was like, actually, I was mad, man. I was like, dang it, I really liked him. Bullseye, you fart knocker.
Right.
But yeah, did you get flashbacks to the 2003 movie in that episode?
It, yeah, yeah,
Not in a bad way. It's just setting
yeah.
was
Oh yeah, the church. I was like, well,
yeah.
all right.
It was like in the church, Daredevil versus Bullseye throwing stuff back and forth as going back and forth. I don't know. It just made me think of that. Also, the
Yeah,
infight with Kingpin made me think a little bit of Daredevil 2003 as well.
right. Yeah,
There was a little bit of
uh,
stuff. Well, I think it was just because again, it had the main three villains or like the main three characters was Daredevil, Kingpin, and Bullseye.
yeah.
So like, it made sense for there to be kind of like things
Connection.
that that made pointed back to it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Hey, remember in Daredevil's the 2003 whenever he like put gasoline or something on the thing to make the shapes of two D's for some reason,
Yeah, I do.
and then he didn't light it, and he was like, Ben Urich's gonna be here, and
Yeah,
he'll light it, right? And I'll
right.
wait for that to happen
Yeah,
because
was
he'll
Ben
know.
Urich Paul Giamatti?
Did Paul Giamatti play him? Hold on, I gotta look that up. I didn't know was that Paul Giamatti?
It may have been.
Hold on. I gotta look up. I gotta hit up IMDb on that one. Ben Urich, who played him? No, I think it is Joe Polana. Oh, excuse me. Jeez, this is
Oh,
gonna be
okay,
hard to say.
okay.
This is gonna be hard to say.
Pan.
Pantoliano.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, let me see what else he's been in. First of all, oh no, I don't want to go to Mamma Mia 2. Go away. No, no one wants to go see Mamma
He's
Mia
in The
2.
Matrix, The Fugitive, Memento, The
Okay.
Sopranos, The Goonies, Risky Business.
All right. Yeah, he's been in a lot.
Yeah,
Also,
he's a
again, I
very 90s character.
I forgot about Jennifer Garner playing Elektra.
Right?
Uh, Elektra. That's not a very white person name. Jennifer Garner. Perfect.
Yes.
Oh Lord, and yeah, it was in the. Oh jeez, man. Oh, it came out in February, so it was put out in a time to die.
Oh wow, yeah. They figured they were like, yep,
They
well,
knew. They knew. Apparently, the director's cut was good, from what I hear, but I doubt it. Wait, Karen
yeah.
Page was in that movie?
Was she?
She apparently was.
Ooh,
Wesley was in it.
I am so confused.
Apparently, Wesley was in it, and some guy named Jose Quesada was in it, which is just Joe Quesada. But oh, I think he dies. He's the dude who gets hit by a truck. They killed Joe Quesada in that movie? That's
Hmm.
dang. Yeah, and the Irishman Colin Farrell plays Bullseye, and he literally has a bullseye carved into his forehead.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that was
is it carved or is it like a brand?
I don't know. It's just like a mark in his forehead.
Kevin Smith
Gosh.
plays a character named Jack Kirby.
Oh yeah, he was I think a security guard or something like that.
Hmm.
I forgot about that. Lord. Okay, yeah, no, we're gonna have to do that. But all right, back to 2000, back to season 3 of Daredevil, the show. Dude,
Right.
I'm looking forward to more Netflix stuff. I'm not looking forward to Jessica Jones season 3. I'll be honest,
Right.
just because I don't season 3 or season 2 wasn't good.
I feel
So
that.
like, it was all right, but it was just kind of So yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
like I
it
wasn't
wasn't really.
thrilled.
Mm, yeah.
It wasn't really like good.
Understandable.
So like I'm not exactly just jazzed about seeing Jessica Jones season 3, which apparently is like wrap production or close to or something like that.
Hmm.
But the next one we're getting is Punisher season 2, and which is really weird because now it's like, well, what's going to go after that because you've canceled 2 of the other ones, so you've really only got 3 shows left.
Right.
So is it going to be Daredevil season 4 next? Like, I don't know.
Oh, yes.
I wouldn't mind it as long as it's not rushed.
Yeah, that's true.
Or are they just going to cancel all of it and we just have to wait until the Disney streaming service comes to revive all of them? I don't know. How did you feel about the Maggie plotline?
But yeah, no, I actually liked it a lot. I thought it had enough time to kind of develop over the season, and then finally that last little like build up to the point where they were like, yeah, it's his mom. It's like, oh, okay, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and that's hey, that's something I actually forgot. That's also from Born Again.
Oh,
Maggie,
okay.
yeah, Maggie first showed up in that one, and it was funny because like he was recovering from crashing in a taxi, getting out of the water, having hypothermia, and being a hobo because Kingpin also blew up his building. Uh, yeah, Kingpin really messed with him in that season or that book, um, but like he was recovering and everything, and he goes like, Maggie. He's like, yes, child. Are you my mother? Like he asked her straight out, and she goes, of course not, child. And he goes, I can hear her heartbeat. She's lying.
So-
And that's really all you get of it in that book, at least. I
yeah.
need to read some more of the Daredevil, to be honest. Like, it's some of the best stuff in comics is the Daredevil series, and he's had some of the best successions of writers. Like even Ed Brubaker, famous for his Captain America run and his Iron Fist run. he also did a run for Daredevil, and that was whenever Daredevil got put in prison and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, oh gosh, dude, can you imagine if they do that? I was thinking they were going to do that this season, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
See, I thought they were going to, like, especially after the way Defenders ended, I thought what was going to happen is that, whenever he comes back, Daredevil or Kingpin's going to know who Daredevil is, which, I mean, I got that right.
Yeah.
But I figured he was going to out him at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would go to prison for being a vigilante because, illegal.
Right. Yeah.
And also that would have been the perfect time to do, like, the superhero registration thing. Bring out the Sokovia Accords into the Netflix, and then all of a sudden it's caught up with Civil War.
That's true, because we don't really have much of a timeline on these shows.
Not really. Yeah, we people are theorizing that it's still in like 2015 or
Ooh.
like early 2016 because Jessica Jones mentions the raft in season 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one thing. It's like, okay, so we're getting kind of close to Civil War,
Right.
or like around that Civil War era or after. Like,
Yeah,
it
and then
makes sense
Infinity
that.
War had that what 5 year gap?
Wait, what? Between
Infinity War, right?
between what? Civil War?
No, like it had a gap, or at least two. Like, what was it? What was the
It was a
gap?
2-year gap between Civil War and Infinity War.
Oh, okay,
You big idiot.
okay.
Yeah, dude. Civil War came out in 2016, and then Infinity War came out in 2018.
All right, whatever.
And they even say it's only been 2 years. Like in Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is happening like congruently to Infinity War. He's like, I've been under house arrest for 2 years.
All right, all right.
Get wrecked. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, Chase, you should look up. You should look up where they did a
Infinity
side by
War.
side,
Yeah.
the side by side with the end credit scene
Mm-hmm.
from Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's really interesting because as soon as people start disappearing, all of a sudden lights start going off in the quantum realm.
Mm.
So that's really interesting. So it's like the whole thing of like, energy can't be destroyed or whatever. It's just like replaced or whatever.
Yeah.
Matter can't be destroyed. It's just changes form or whatever the heck. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Can't be created nor destroyed.
yeah. So it's like obviously all that matter would have to go somewhere. So maybe it's in the quantum realm or something like that, and their souls are in the soul realm, or I don't know. A lot of people are theorizing about it, but I would like to see kind of. I would like to see the TV shows catch up with that, and that's why Agents of Shield took like a break, like because it would be coming back now or soon, if it was on time. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they took a break because Infinity War happened. Although it would have been interesting to see like do like a short mini series like Agents of Shield like season 5.5 of them like dealing with people that disappeared and like the fallout and looting and stuff like that would have taken place.
Yeah,
That would
I
be
can see that being
really
pretty
that
cool.
would have been fun. Do like 8 episodes of Walking Dead Agents of Shield before like things get back on their feet because currently it's rumor right now that like there's going to be like a 5-year gap between Infinity War and Avengers 4.
Oh,
Yeah, which obviously means that the world would have had to come back. And actually, if you think about it, if half the population died right now, that would mean that we were just back to the population we had during the 70s. So,
that's true.
yeah, that's there you go.
Mm.
but but yeah, no, I can't really think of anything else to say about Daredevil unless you can come up with something. Like, obviously, it was such an amazing season. I think it's my personal favorite out of everything of Netflix. Like, my top 3 are Daredevil season 1, Daredevil season 3, and like Punisher season 1. I think those are probably my favorites.
Yeah.
And then season 2 is up there in the 4th spot probably.
Oh yeah.
And then probably, oh geez, I don't know what would be my 5th. Either Luke Cage season 2 or Iron Fist season 2. I liked both of those a lot
Yeah,
because they were good.
I
But
get
yeah,
that.
they were lit. They were lit. But yeah. I don't know. That's about everything I can think of. If you haven't seen Daredevil season 3 and you listen to us talk about it for some reason, first of all, what the crap is wrong with you? First of all. Second of all, you need to watch it anyway. Just go watch the show. It's
Yes,
awesome. It's
definitely
awesome.
watch it.
But yeah, guys, I think that's basically everything. We've just kind of been nerding out about the series the whole episode, and that's what our spoiler checks are. So
Oh yes.
even though we've only done one other, and I'm pretty sure that one was probably more organized than this one was, but whatever. It changed. Deal with it. Literally, the last one we did was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're good at this. All right, guys. If you enjoyed watching, like, comment, subscribe, all that stupid stuff on YouTube. Hopefully, we'll be getting this up on iTunes soon. Been trying to look at means of getting it to do that. If you want to follow the show, again, like I said, Heroic Power Entertainment on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow Chase on Instagram at chase.galleon1, Twitter at galleon_chase, and Snapchat at chase.galleon. Follow me at Captain JSSG on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. For Heroic Power Entertainment, boom, that was a sexy outro. For Heroic Power Entertainment, I'm Joseph Galleon.
And I'm that boy.
That boy! Bye, guys.